Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We are a cloud nation. We're the United States of the world. We're an emerging nation. We're on a mission to banish poverty on a global scale. What else? We've been around for about 4.5 years, putting in solid foundations to make sure that we can last for generations, not just a few weeks, months or years. We're now expanding our economy to help benefit all our citizens by improving the liquidity and value of our currency. And anybody can become a citizen. All you do is come along and register, prove you're a real person. That's all there is to it. There is no fee and there's no obligation. There are lots of things that you can get involved in if you choose. And you can get involved in everything without putting your hand in your pocket if you do it the right way. But it takes a little bit longer and it takes a bit more effort. But it's there and it's available for you. And as I say, there is no obligation. You're never pushed to join anything or do anything that you don't want to do. Right, with that said, we should be streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, and in Facebook. And when you become a citizen, we treat you as equal to every other citizen. We just see every one of our citizens in a very simple way. We just see you as a human being, regardless of gender, color, class, creed, financial status, or anything else. And that's a non-separatist ideology. We recognize that every human being is unique, has something unique to offer our community, and therefore is of equal value to every other member of our community. And we have a little affirmation in a moment that helps us with that ideology. We also have a little prayer we'll get started with, which helps us find what represents true success in life. And that is happiness. And I'm not talking about short-term pleasure. I'm talking about that inner glow, that ever new joy, bliss that is always with you, can't be destroyed, and it's something you can't buy. You achieve it through loving service to others. A lot of people that have a lot of money and they're still searching for something, they don't know what it is and they don't know how to get it. And they're not happy. Even though they've got loads of money, they're not happy. They're still struggling for whatever it is and they don't know. Send them along here, we'll tell them. Okay, it's loving service to others. And the great thing about being of loving service to others is that it attracts into your life everything else that you want and need. You don't have to stress out chasing after money or worrying about how you're going to make time to do this and that and fit everything into your life. It'll all start working for you. So that's what our little prayer's about. But a welcome now to all of you, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching a replay. We know that 7 p.m. London time isn't a convenient time for everybody. And so we get a lot of people that watch the replay, but it's what it is. We could, I suppose, have a different time every day. That would only confuse things. So we do love when people that are watching, that are in live, or even if they're in the replay, they can add a comment letting people know where they're from. And it's always interesting because, as I say, we are a global community, the United States of the world. We've got Lewis in from Lisbon in Portugal, Don in from British Columbia in Canada. We have Andrew in from Auckland in New Zealand, Werner from South Africa, somewhere north of Johannesburg. We've got Peter in from the Cameroon. We've got Norman in from Doncaster in England. And we've got Colin in from South Africa as well. And we might as well get started right now with that little prayer. Then we'll have that affirmation. Then we'll get into the day's business and give you the updates. And answer any questions that may crop up. Dear Heavenly Father, we're so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love bless each member, that they may find the joy of service, and through service attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their lives. Amen. And our little affirmation: we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind and soul of thy world. Okay. I see we've got a couple more people in as well. We've got Derek in from Wado City in Nigeria, Nankia from Nigeria as well, and Ozina in from Edinburgh in Scotland. Okay, today we did hear from Rohit. Now, unfortunately, when he was around, I wasn't, and I missed him. However, he did say he'd fixed the issue of reporting the matching bonus in ShareHope, but I've checked it and it isn't fixed. So I sent him another message, and hopefully he'll get back to me and we'll get it sorted out. He says all the information is there. It's just a matter of fetching it and making sure it displays. And he said he uploaded the code to do that and it should be okay. But it isn't, because it doesn't display. Unless there is some timing on it where there's a cron job that runs or something like that, I don't know. But anyway, I've messaged him, and hopefully he'll get back and we'll get it sorted out. I see we've got Kingsley in from Manchester in England, and Eric in from Quebec in Canada as well. Other than that, ShareHope, we are pretty well happy with what's going on there. We are still thinking about the best way to solve the situation of informing people when a Powerline member upgrades. We could do it through the internal mailing, but a lot of people don't read the internal messages, even if they delete them, open them up and run them. They don't read them, and then they delete it. And so it would help for one or two people, but it wouldn't be effective for the majority of the members. So we really need to do it through email, and hopefully we'd get the email into their inbox, which is another thing we've got to work on, so that people know what's happening and what's going on with their Powerline, because people are going to miss out. As people are upgrading, you don't want to lose anybody, every person in your Powerline is worth a fortune, particularly if they go into your personal matrix as well as the community matrix. But you don't want to miss out on anybody. So we need to get that information to people so that they don't miss out, so that they can get upgraded. Now, I've also been talking with, or I've left a message, let's put it that way, because I've not talked with him because, as I say, we missed one another, Rohit, regarding a competition. There is a module in the app to run a competition, but it doesn't do exactly what I want it to do. And so it will need some sort of modification, I think, and I'm not quite sure how difficult it'll be, but I want to get right onto that. And what I want to do is I want to reward people that build their network, through the competition. And so what the way it will work, we will get it done sooner or later, is we will record the number of paid members that you've referred. And let's suppose you've referred 5. And let's suppose that 2 of them foolishly drop out. We will still record that as 5 because we want to see people building their network, not having it seesawing up and down and things. And the competition will be based on increasing your paid member network. So even if you've only got 3 members and you pitched at 5, you've got to put in maybe 4 members to get a credit of 2, if you see what I mean. Now, if they all stay in, that's fine. Every time you refer somebody, it just adds to that number. But it will always be on the growth of your network. And the main reason I'm doing that is because I know that when we are paying out cash prizes, which we're going to be doing, and the top prize is going to be $500, and I'm hoping to do this on a weekly basis, I know that there'll be people out there that will say, okay, join here, I'll pay for you. And they'll pay somebody in, and they'll go out and they'll get 10, 20, 30 people in, and they'll pay for them because, 1, they'll be paying the $10, but they'll get a $5 commission. So they put in 30 people, it costs them $150 instead of $300. And if $30 wins them the $500, then they're $350 in profit. And they'll keep doing that. And they don't care if the people drop out, because they've said, okay, you join here, and when I get paid, I'm going to give you $5 or whatever it is, incentive. And the people that join are not interested in what we're doing. We've seen it before. It's happened previously in other areas. The people that join are not interested in what we're doing. They don't know anything about what we're doing. All they know is that this guy that's introduced them is going to give them $5 in a week's time. So we'll get people, and we'll get people anyway that will be doing that. And they may win the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks even. But then people are going to be dropping out. And so if they brought in, let's say they brought in 30 people a week for 4 weeks, they'd have 120. They'd have 120 as their paid member threshold. Now, if 30 of those drop out, they're going to have to introduce 60 to get 30 in the next week. And that 60 is going to cost them $600. And they're going to get 300 back. So it's still 300 out of pocket. And if they don't win that top prize, they're going to be out of pocket. And so that is the main reason that we're doing it in that way. It will be based on the highest number you've ever had and an increase on that. And we're looking at probably 5 prizes for a total of $1,000, something like that. And I would love to do it weekly. We'll have to have a look at things and just make sure. But we've got a bit of time because it'll take a while for us to get that those changes made in the competition, because at the moment it just goes on the total number of recruits. So it'll give everybody a good chance to make additional extra income promoting the shareholder plan with people that get involved for the right reasons and are committed to staying involved and staying in the matrix. And as I say, in the early weeks, there is a good chance that we'll have people that'll game the system. And I can't think of a way around that. But it won't be worthwhile once we get running, because they'll have people dropping out, and it'll be more and more difficult for them. And the people that are building in the correct way will then start taking the position based on merit rather than fiddling it, if you like. Okay, I know it'll happen. It always does when you offer cash. People think, oh, I can make money quickly, I can do it this way, and there you go. And especially when we're doing that. What I may also do to dissuade people from doing that is we may build over a period of time. We may say, it's $100 a week, and then in week 5, we could lump it all in, the top price of $100 a week instead of $500. So we'd have a big lump for week 5. Now, week 5, if they've been building using that system, they're going to have people dropping out, and it's going to make it more difficult. So there are other things we can do to dissuade people from cheating, but people will cheat, and there's not really a way around it. And so that's why it will be based on your total maintained paid member network. Okay, so that is one thing that I'm intending to do. But as I say, I missed Rohit, unfortunately. Unfortunately, again, tomorrow I have something I promised I'd do for somebody else. So I'm going to be out for, I don't know, a couple of hours tomorrow. But there you go. I hope I don't miss him in that time. But we'll get it all sorted out. We will get it done. Now, Devyani has been working on 1 or 2 things, and one of the things she's been working on is I told you we have a lot of people that register and they don't verify their email. And if they don't verify their email, there's nothing they can do. They're not a member effectively. So it's no good as having them in the registered member numbers. They can't even log in. So that should be completed tomorrow, she reckons, and we can get on to the 777 upgrades. And I've been talking with her about those and listed them. There's not that many, but I think 1 or 2 of them are a little bit tricky to program. And so I'm not quite sure how long it'll take. But what I have said, and this is in response to people's pleas here within these lives, we will be allowing you to, once we upload the upgrades, introduce people at $5 and at $15, as well as $35 and up. There will be major incentives to refer people at $35 and up, but it will be available again to you at that $5 and $15 level. So I know that'll please a lot of you. A lot of you have been asking for that. We've got a couple more people in. We have, I'm not sure whether Who were we up to? I think we were up to Eric. I know we said hi to Eric. So we've got Ramachandra in from Watford in England. We got Richard from Devon in England. We got Mary from Chicago in the USA. Got Renee from Amsterdam, I think, Holland, and we got Jason from Kaduna in Nigeria. Okay, so that's what we've been doing on the development side today. And we will be getting onto that 777 plan. I'm hoping we can get all that done this week. I want to resolve the issue on the Powerline email system. So I will be putting some serious thought into that and designing a system for it. And then we'll see how long that would take to implement as well. And then when we get that done, I think we're pretty cool on the 777 and the ShareHope, and we can start doing some major advertising for those programs. Let me give you the numbers before I forget, because I did take them out today, so I don't have to look up live. Mind you, I took them out about an hour or so ago, so they could have changed. But anyway, the ShareHope plan, we have an increase of just 1 in our paid members to 470. The 777 plan, we have an increase of 42 to 20,845. We're getting close to 21,000, aren't we? We have an increase of 62 in our registered members to 47,058. I know that there are a lot of people that are not going to be there when we implement the removal if you've not verified your email address. Once we upload that, and it should be tomorrow, it'll be 10 days before we get a lot of those removed. I'm hoping with the initiative that we're going to give, we're going to send them an email and explain things to them, and hopefully they'll click on the verification link there, and we'll capture a few of them that we would have missed out on. But I know that we're going to lose quite a large number, so it'll be interesting to see how many we lose. But in the meantime, we got an increase of 62 in the last 24 hours to 47,058. And the active member count that I can give you now is purely the number of people that are active from the point of view of logging in after the available days. And it is 1,835. And there's a lot of people going to be disappointed in a bit, because we are going to reward active members in the very near future. So if you're not active, you want to get active. It's no big deal. You've only got to log in. It only takes, I don't know, how long does it take to log in and read your messages? A couple of minutes a day, maybe, probably less. Anyway, we've got 1,835 at the moment, which is pretty disgusting, really, when you think we've got 47,000 registered members. We did log in to Multiply Weezer, no change in the membership base, but we did get a login reward of about $1 from the revenue share, taking it to $10,515.35 in the bonus pool there. If everything really goes well, we'll be pretty much done with this 777 and the ShareHope plan this week. And time flies, you know. We're going to be over halfway through the month by the end of this week, I think. Where are we now? We are the 12th, Monday. So yeah, we're going to be over halfway through the month this week. And like I say, if all goes well, we'll have those out of the way, and we'll be starting on the mall next week. I don't think it should take too long to get sort of phase one of the mall up, which will be very basic, but it will build in the rewards and the commissions that you get, the benefits for being a ShareHope member, which is your membership club for the mall as well, and it'll allow you to use your coupons that you've got through the ShareHope plan. No, not the ShareHope plan, the 777 plan. You may want to still hang on to them. I'm not quite sure exactly what products we'll have, but they will all be sort of digital in the first phase. But if there are things there that you want, then that's fine. You'll be able to use some of your coupons to get those products. You'll be able to recommend them to other people, and by doing so, you will be able to earn a commission. And if you're a member of the ShareHope plan, your commission will be 20%. If you're not a member of the ShareHope plan, a paid member, I mean, everybody's a member of the ShareHope plan, but if you're not a paid member, then your commission will be 10% on any sales that you make, and it'll be 10% always goes to your sponsor as well. So we're looking forward to getting onto that, and at the same time, I've already started contacting people regarding the Fun Miracles site. I'm hoping that we can get a contract for that sorted out within a week or two, and certainly get that up and running and rolling by the end of not the finished product, but the implementation, get them working on it, get it all moving in the right direction by the end of this month. I'm hoping we can do it before the end, but there we go. We'll get it done as quickly as we can. I said Amsterdam for Rene. It's not. It's in Rotterdam. Okay, my apologies, Rene. Sure, we got somebody from Amsterdam, but maybe he's not here, and I'm getting you confused. Okay, thank you for the correction, Rene. Okay, so that's where we are with development and progress and everything else. Have I given you the numbers? Yes, I have. That's why they're not here. Okay. Right, what else? Third-party plans. I've been pushing for Beyond Infinity to list their people for the car plan that they're going to buy cars for this month, with little or no success. No doubt in time there will be a list, but it just is, you know, they're taking in payments that are committing them to $500,000 and more every day in cars, and they're only sort of buying $500,000 worth of cars a month. So every day they're getting further and further behind, and fortunately, and you've got to understand and regard this and be happy with it, because there's no good being unhappy. When you do get your car, it's a free gift because of the way that it's structured, and you're into the BIG, the Beyond Infinity Gold plan, and you'll be able to have pulled out whatever you have contributed to their marketing plan by the time that your car would normally have been due. So when you get your car, it's a freebie. So try and think of it that way, and just be grateful whenever it arrives. Because even when they get to the end of this year and they say, okay, we're not taking any more in, they've got to really, really, really up the rate that they are delivering vehicles to get everybody delivered by the end of 2025. They're going to have to be doing probably $2 to $3 million worth of vehicles a day to get up to date by the end of 2025. So that's your position if you're waiting for a vehicle. Just get back your contribution out of the BIG plan. It's cost you nothing, and be grateful if and when you get your car. And we'll hope that we'll make some good money out of this node thing. And if it takes off really well, really quickly, we'll just keep our fingers crossed on that. The other thing is the, what's it called, that smart desktop thing. They have posted some commissions. I'm pretty sure we're missing a great many. We have two accounts. One of them, I think we've got $308 or $380. $380, I think it is. Yeah, it will be, won't it? 660s is 360, and then the 20 we paid that they're giving back, $380. We've only got 6 people in that, and I know there's some people that are definitely missing from that one. And the other account has about $600. I can't remember the exact figure. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people missing from that one as well. How are we going to track that? I'm not quite sure. I'm going to message people tomorrow. I'm going to list the usernames or whatever I can of the people that we have, and then anybody else that's verified by putting in bank or Wise account, we can then submit to them to get that included in the second payment on the 17th. Now, the first payment was supposed to go on the 10th for those with US bank accounts. Now, we haven't had a payment into our US bank account yet, but it is only Tuesday, and if we're messing about with things until the 10th, the first working day was yesterday, so it would be reasonable to expect that it wouldn't land till maybe Wednesday or Thursday of this week. And so we'll see what happens with that. The Wise account, they did put a date in for that, and the other account we have is going to our Wise account, and I think that is later in this week, 17th. I think they said they're paying that. Once again, don't know how long it'll take to hit the Wise account. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But anything that comes from it, we're happy and grateful for, because it's a bonus. It's cost us nothing, and it goes into the treasury and helps with everything else that we're doing. Okay, so let's have a look at Richard Atkins says tulip. Probably in regard to Holland. When it's spring again, I'll bring again tulips from Amsterdam. Okay. We got Norman. They said they would suspend the plan for 2 years to 2026. Did they? Oh, I thought they were only suspending it for 1 year. But even if they suspend it for 2 years, they've still got a lot of catching up to do, and we're looking at literally millions of dollars. They say if you see their Telegram group, they're taking in contributions now, and if you add up the value of those cars, it's well over 500,000 every day. And so they've got to do 500,000 a day just to keep pace with what they're doing or what they've been doing for the past couple of years. And they're still taking more and more and more in. And there were some days where I know there've been massive amounts. So they got a lot of catching up to do, whatever they say. So, okay, thanks, Norman, for that update and that correction of my notification. Kingsley, so how does one get back the contributions? You set up your BIG account to withdraw. You've got to make sure that your income is over the income cap or whatever they call it. And then you set your account so that you're not reinvesting your money, but you're withdrawing it to your wallet. And then you withdraw it from your wallet every Sunday. The income that you're getting on that varies depending on the percentage that you're earning. It can be anywhere between 3% and 5%. If it's 3%, it's going to take you, I think it's 42 weeks to earn enough to get your money back. And with the cap and system, it's probably going to take you the whole year. If you're at the other end, the 5%, you're looking at 25 weeks. And that may push to a bit more because of the cap system that they have. But just set your BIG earnings to withdraw more. By default, it's set at 50%, I think. So if you are getting something at 50%, you can get more if you change it to I'm not quite sure which way it goes now. I think you've got to change it upwards for the withdrawal. You'll be withdrawing more. So you change it to 60% or 70% or 80% or 100% if you want. Now, if you do it the wrong way, you'll get 100% reinvested. So just check on it yourself. Okay, we've got Ramachandra in with something. As you mentioned that yesterday, 10 to Infinity going to sell many digital currency in their program, then our ShareHub token can also usable and join with them. As you mentioned yesterday, 10 to Infinity. 10 to Infinity is the old name for Beyond Infinity. Okay, so it's Beyond Infinity now. Are going to sell many digital currency in their program. Yeah, they will be selling major currencies. They won't be selling ours unless we get a huge influx of members, which will then push the value up and make it viable to go out on different exchanges. But as it stands at the moment, they wouldn't touch ShareHub. Okay, we've got Walter in. Any update on the 777 plan development was planned to start today? Yeah, there has been mention of that, Walter. You'll have to watch the replay. I'm not going through it all again. Okay, God bless. We have been going for 40 minutes, and I think we're done. There are no questions now that are unanswered that haven't been covered already. So no point in keeping you here any longer. You can get out there and share some love and abundance and be of loving service to others and create that joy in your life and see your life change for the better. Go the extra mile, just do it. And I'll see you later, alligator. In fact, I'll see you at 7 p.m. London time on YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook. page tomorrow. God bless, and see you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator, always wear a smile. See you later, alligator, go the extra mile. See you later, alligator. Yeah, come on, in a wild